How's it going, doggy people? I hope you all are doing well. Today we're doing another video of Beckman's dog training. This is part 2 with Cooper. Part 2 for me because I've covered a video of his in the past working with Cooper. And he's talking more about fixing pulling, leash reactivity, and craziness fast. So everybody knows I am not a fast trainer. I take the long way. The slow way is the fast way. It's a process, not an event. A lot of trainers work very quickly because a lot of owners want results very quickly. So we're using this video under Fair Use Act for education and critique purposes. Nothing personal. I'm just using this as a great example of what not to do, what I do not recommend doing, and I'm trying to explain more of what the dog sees and, explain from a different point of view because, this guy is trying to sell you on his special method. So let's get started.
He's a very excitable dog. You saw me do a video the other day with Cooper. I took off the choke chain, I put on the normal collar. It changed everything. You guys, this dog is like a lot of your guys' dogs. Look at his energy level.
He's a puppy. He's not even a year old. He's excited. And he talked about taking off the choke chain. Terrific. Take off. You don't need it. He used the regular collar and it changed everything. What changed everything, well, I'm glad that he used the regular collar, but what changed everything is his corrections. He lets the dog get to the end of the leash and he pops him. So when you have the end of the leash, you have a lot more leverage there versus having, 2 inches of leash on your dog. If you have 6 feet, that's a lot more leverage on the dog than having, just a foot or two.
His excitement. This is difficult for you guys and for these owners to have a dog like this. Oh, look how happy this dog is. Yeah, happiness is great. But this excitableness is antithetical to training. I don't know.
Big words, but yeah, I agree that, this is a lot of energy to train, but you can teach your dog to be calm. The owners don't need necessarily a trainer. They don't need to pay anybody to teach their dog to be calm. You can easily find all these methods online for free. Like, go to YouTube. That's the trouble with, taking free advice, but just walk around whenever your dog is calm, drop a treat for them and walk away. Give them puzzles to do. You don't have to buy puzzles. You can make your own. You can get, different boxes and put treats in there. Let them try to find them. You can get a 2-liter plastic water bottle or a jug or an empty carton and poke some holes in it and put some treats in there and let your dog, or their food, and let your dog just go sniff it out. And that's a good brain, game for them. And by working them mentally, I always suggest between mental and physical stimulation, I always go mental if you can only do one, because you can work your dog out in 30 minutes and they'll be tired versus a 2-hour walk and they're still ready to go. I always use the, analogy, metaphor, whatever you want to call it, English. If you go to the gym for an hour and a half, you go working out, you get your pre-workout, all that, you're good to go, you go take a shower, you're still good to go because you worked your body out. But if you go to a 4-hour lecture where you listen to someone like me talk for 4 hours, good grief, then you can't take in any more information. You're going to be done. You're going to be tired. You're ready to just Netflix and chill. And it's the same thing for our dogs, that they don't get enough mental enrichment. If you go out for a walk, work on walking, but let them sniff. Go out for a sniff walk, or they call it a sniffari. Go for 20 minutes in any one direction, and even if you get from here to here, and your dog is able to sniff as long as they want in that distance for that amount of time, 20 minutes, then they're going to be much happier, much calmer, and then you can start working on obedience or training or manners or whatever you want to call it.
How else to explain it to you, okay? It's great for dock diving. It's great for bite work. It's great for fly ball. It is not great for just having a calm dog.
So also, people need to understand, you have a Labrador. You have a young Labrador. Labradors are very hyper. They have a lot of energy. So you need to understand what kind of dog you're getting before you go blaming the dog for having this much energy. Don't go get a Doberman Pinscher or a Husky or a Australian Shepherd or a German short-haired pointer, and all of these dogs are working lines or whatnot. Don't go get one of those dogs and then complain that you have a very high energy dog. You need to do research ahead of time. And this dog doesn't seem nearly as bad. He's not jumping on him. Of course he's not, because he's learned. But he's still excitable, but he's still manageable. He's still controlling himself. You see his little wiggly butt. He's running around. He can't hold himself still. But he's still respectful enough to not jump on him, mouth at him, chew on his clothes. So he's not as terrible of a dog as he kind of acts like he is. And I feel like he upplays it a lot, that he exaggerates, to make the owners at home, feel that they need him or they need his special method because they can't do it on their own. Anybody can do this on their own. Anybody watching this, anybody watching his videos, you can do this on your own without crazy special techniques or heavy corrections. You just need to work with your dog a little bit. Even doing the simple basics of giving them, having them work for half of their breakfast, put it into a puzzle, throw it around on the front yard, or, make it like an Easter egg hunt where they go and find half their kibble, throughout the house, and then they can eat the rest of their meal regularly. That would be great. Take them for a little sniff walk. Work with them. Again, it's a process, not an event. All of this training is manageable, and it's going to be management for the rest of their life. So just because you have a crazy dog now, and people see calm as a good thing, as complacent. I see a lot of dogs that may be calm, but they're shut down.
Real challenge for a lot of you guys, and you got to learn how to deal with this. Okay, and I'm going to show you right now. We have a dog. You don't
need to deal with it by. He says you need to learn to deal with it, meaning you need to correct the dog for being excitable, for being a dog, for being a Labrador, being what it is, a young Labrador. That's not fair to the dog, and that's why I don't like this type of technique. As the owner, you need to take responsibility. You need to take accountability. You got this dog, you deal with it in a way that's humane for the animal. The animal shouldn't have to pay for it because you're lazy or you're, incapable health-wise, mental health-wise, whatever the reason may be. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, that you're a bad person, that I hate you or anything like that. Just you need to take accountability and say, okay, I have this dog. Maybe I need to pay the neighbor's, kid, $5 or $10 to walk the dog every day. So that way I can start managing them, and then I can take accountability and start training them, very simply. It's using positive reinforcement is much easier for everybody and sticks a lot longer than having to correct the dog. The majority of the people I see that work with him, I don't think they want to correct the dog as hard as he does. And I don't think that they keep up with it.
He loses his mind. Okay? We have a dog set up right here that he has never seen. The dog just got here. He's in the pool area.
Okay.
So he's going to meet this dog, and he can't pull to this dog. This would be a situation like where he's meeting a dog. You're on a walk, and there's a dog behind the fence. Also, another dog just got here, getting
frustration
here right now.
barrier.
So we're going to go.
Sorry, barrier frustration. So I've been talking long enough. Let's move. Okay, I'll try to move a little faster.
Take the choke chain
Then he
off.
takes the choke chain
Remember
off.
why this is bad? Because it goes click, 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 click. Then they hit the end of this. Okay.
It doesn't, but it. He says it's bad because it goes click, click, because it gives them a warning before they hit the end of it, when really that warning is so quick that it doesn't matter. It doesn't go click, 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 click in the moment. If the dog is running, it's going to go zhink or whatever noise it'll make, and then the dog hits the end of it. And he doesn't like a warning system for the dog, which is just bull to me. He likes to surprise, and he likes to... Oh, Prince, how cute. That's his dog. He likes to ambush the dog.
Normal collar, remember, change it up. If he's on a choke chain, change it to a regular collar.
He shouldn't be on a choke chain, period. All he ever needs is a flat buckle collar, and my preferred training method is using a harness. Or my preferred tool.
On a regular collar, change it to a gentle leader.
No.
If the gentle leader
I don't
isn't working,
agree with the gentle leader. I don't agree with the gentle leader because it's too easy to injure the animal, especially with how he corrects the animals on a gentle leader. It takes conditioning. The harness is, in my opinion, the easiest way to start training a dog. They have front clips and they have back clips. I prefer the type that clip in the back, but you can start with the front and then move to the back.
Click harness. Change the stimulus. Do something different in life. If you keep doing the same thing over and over in life, the same thing with your kids over and over and over, it's not working. It's time to switch it up. It's not working.
I agree. I agree with that in the sense that you do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's that's the definition of insanity. So yes, you need to learn from what you're doing, and you need to change it in body language. You don't need to change the stimulus, as in using a harsher correction on the dog or anything like that. So we're gonna see He has the dog sitting here, terrific, this whole time. He could be rewarding the dog, but he's not. He's talking. So this would be reinforcing the dog for staying inside, so he doesn't have to get corrected. You can just reward any behavior you want. So we're still sitting. Oh. And I'm trying to fast forward so I don't, I know I talk a lot, so I'm trying to go through this video a little bit quicker to get to the action. Okay, so I'm assuming he's going to open it. Dog's going to go out. He's going to pop him. Ouch!
Okay,
He didn't need that.
That door
He didn't need that. Look at that poor little thing. And you can see how he goes from happy to more fearful and shutting down very quickly. So we're going to go back. He opens it. He didn't even give this dog a chance to turn around because it wasn't quick enough for him. He pops him. Unnecessary.
all day. We'll do this.
Rounded top line. Dog's head is down. Dog is fearful.
Ever. Sit. The door opens.
So did you see his leg there was also another form of body language to stop the dog.
Ever.
Knee goes in front. I don't know if he realized he did that or not, but I'm sure he did, but, out of habit or not, but that leg was there to say, don't even try it. Then he tells him sit. The dog is fearful. Who cares if the dog sits right now, as long as they're just staying here in the open door.
The door opening
You had to step into the dog to get him to sit.
The door opening is not a release. You going to close the door is not a release.
That's fine. You can teach your dog all of this. But the whole time you could be rewarding the dog for sitting here and not going through. The whole time you're talking to the camera, you're talking to the owner, you're talking to the client, whatever. You can be giving the dog a small reward that they will be reinforced for sitting here. And then you can open the door and the dog won't feel the need to go out because this was what got them rewarded.
Saying, hi doggy, is not a release. O-K-A-Y is the release. Now, I like to help them. So I'm going to pick up the leash right now.
He likes to help them. Yeah, baloney. But I do like having a good release word. That's not just praise. A lot of people will say that the praise is the release for the dog to move from a stay. So I'm assuming he has sit as an implied stay or whatever. I don't know if he wants the dog to stay in this position or if the dog moved away, he would correct it. But, this is all confusing to the dog. The dog is just sitting here. The dog doesn't know if he should move or not. But, so that's not very clear to the dog. But, I can have a dog, saying stay, and then I can say, good job, good boy. But that doesn't mean that you're free to move. That just means keep doing what you're doing. And then, okay, release, free, go sniff, whatever. Can be the certain top conditioned release word.
Stay. So I'm going to
okay, so he wasn't.
Because that can be a tough one. The bend down can be like.
Okay, so he's teaching him stay now. Whether the dog understands stay or not, we don't know. But the dog was doing this behavior the whole time. Now he throws in the verbal so the dog knows. If the dog has been taught and actually shows that he knows the behavior, then he will hopefully
It can
stay.
be a release, but it shouldn't be a release. So I'm helping him. Stay. Let's do the door open again. Let's see if that flip around helps. Stay. I threw in stays. Throw in stays. But understand.
Okay, good. Why didn't you do that in the first place?
Good boy. Oh, you're a nice boy. Okay. He learns quick. Remember the video?
Now, see, again, he tricks this dog. He says okay for them to go, but then he corrects them. So the dog, now okay means nothing. So now his release means nothing. His release, he says, it shouldn't be this or that. He talks one way, then acts another. He says the release should be okay. He says, okay, the dog is free to move. Really, it doesn't mean the dog is free to move because he has to move out the door in order for the dog to go out. So his release is his body moving forward in this particular moment, but he moved forward earlier. So I guess it's okay paired with his movement. I don't know. It's very confusing for me, so it has to be confusing for the dog.
Video I posted 2 days ago. He learns quick. Okay. Now, he has not seen
Very
his dog.
unsure of moving. He's afraid to get corrected.
Prince, come on. Come to the gate. Come to the fence. Do something so he can see you. Look,
Dogs are
okay,
like-
there's Thor there. Oh, let's see if he sees Thor for the first time. Now,
Okay, he's
I did
sniffing. Beautiful. He looked, and then he looked back at him. That would have been a perfect moment to reward this dog. The dog is behind threshold. Perfect. This is where you stay. The dog is hanging out with you. Reward. They look at you. Reward. You can walk away. You can go back. You can just sit here. You can walk parallel or perpendicular, whatever, to these other dogs. Just walk back and forth this line and reward him every time he checks in with you. And then you can move a couple feet this way and go back and forth. That's how I would do it.
I did all that doorway work. So he's going to be chiller. If you guys do that
Not
doorway
necessarily.
work, he's going to be chiller. The proof's in the
In
pudding.
that moment he will be more calm. But here he's stopped focusing on him. His head has gone higher. He's more of a flat top line. He's leaning forward. He's more interested. So that door could mean absolutely nothing now. Dogs don't generalize very easily. That's why we have to proof them in many different environments. So just because stay meant stay behind that door in that room, it does not mean stay here. And it's all out the window. Unless you practice it there and here and here and over there and inside this building and over here, then he'll, or if he learns to focus on you in all of these different environments, then we can, expect for that to be a pattern of his behavior.
You saw this
Lip
dog
lick.
and his excitableness in there.
So he's excited. He gave a little lip lick because he's nervous. He's staring at these dogs. We don't know if the dogs are staring back at him. He looked back at him, did a quick check-in. If he was paying attention to the dog, he could have rewarded.
Your gut told you
Sorry.
that.
Hermes, my ferret, is getting into the blind. So if you hear that noise, that's him. Hi. Hermes said a little hello.
That dog pulls when he sees other dogs. Or I hope it did. Right? Okay, you want to go see your friend? Yeah, that's another dog.
Hi,
oh,
why she-
he's being good. He's being good because of what I did. Is he with me? Yeah, he's with me.
He's being good because you popped him
Check
hard
in
and
with me
corrected
right there.
him.
Okay, you can say hi to your friend. Cooper, come!
Pop. Ow, God. Dang it, dude. Alright, speak you.